Hono mai kia Aunty Mamae, hono mai ki te taura.
Hey people, what's in the song? What's in the song? Tell me. What is in the song? A song, what's it mean to you? Is it just a moment of enjoyment? Is it just a moment of reflection? What is it? What's in the song? When we look at the songs that have been composed during the war times, during the worst times, the lean times, during the poverty, and all those, the songs, they have a meaning for us because they tell our history, all right? And so we need to reflect on that. The song, when you compare your songs of today, your raps and everything else, yeah, it's got a message in it, but the message is contained for only those specific groups. Whereas these songs have meanings and it applies to everyone. Now, let's talk about Waikato Raupatu, right? Waikato Raupatu. And then why? Why am I using Waikato Raupatu as a theme for today? Because a lot of the songs that were written way back then amplified the whole meanings behind the waiata, around the Raupatu, the confiscation, the illegal confiscation of land. And we think about, yes, 28th Battalion. We also think about Twini Ngāwe and a lot of those songs, and Ngāpō and Pimia Wehi, the songs that they wrote, has messages. It has messages. Now, what gets me, excuse me, just clearing my throat, this nasty flu. Anyway, what gets me is that it comes to pass that a lot of young people today, yep, they love the haka. They love being on stage. And they love doing their items. Their items, sometimes I believe the items is beyond those rangatai because the meaning behind that item is so deep. And I don't know why you tutors go so deep like that. They're only kids. They're only kids. It's like the karanga. Kids, young girls shouldn't be doing the karanga. Karate chika. It's not right. I don't believe that is a role for a young child, especially a young girl. And, you know, you got young boys doing the whai kōrero. That's a bit rough on them. But, you know, they've got to start somewhere. I understand that. But, hey, in a marae context, no, I would never let them do that. Nah, karatikan. Ko te marae ate, it can become a battleground. It can become a battleground. And who's going to protect those kids? Will you do it? I don't think so. So we think about these things. We think about these things and how we put our children into predicaments that, you know, when it comes to the worst case scenario, is that those poor little kids, they have to take all the thrashing from the audience. And there's a lot of people that say, "Kare tikana mata tamariki e kara." And that's true. That's true. I cannot understand why you people, and I say this to the judges, hey, reconfigure your marking sheets. Take out the karanga, take out the kōrero, take out the whai kōrero, and if they want to, you know, if they want to be able to continue that, then how do you mark them? How do you mark these kids? You tell me that. Now, I've been invited to go to the Hauraki Festival. I've been invited by my family back there to go and judge. Yeah, I'm a pretty good judge of character too, I'm telling you now. Is that I've been down that road, but I never ever wanted to get deeply involved with it because I'm too busy. I'm busy. And there are other priorities in my life. There are plenty of people out there who just want to be a judge, you know, and and you have to commit to that, commit to it. You got to be serious. With this invite, well, I'm just going back because my family wanted me back. I've been down that road 5 years ago, was going for years and years and years. Then they decided to change the structure. But now they're going back to competition. Coming back to waiata, when we look at waiata, we think about, you know, ngā tikanga for waiata. And the waiata, we talk about timatangi e te puea. That's an acknowledgement to the legacy that Te Pue left. And nāna I tīmata te pau o mga tāpiti, and that's true. She took that name from the pillar that her grandfather Tapio installed to show the troops and Governor Gray that crossed this boundary, we will protect what is ours. So in that song it says that all. And we think about more waiata. We think about waiata that was written by young composers like Haremaiki Maniapoto, written by Doug Ruki, and Sunny Tahi put together the tune. And it's beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful waiata. Finally, there's a waiata there that you can actually now say that Maniapoto has its own waiata. And you know, we look at the kupu, iti a haere, maringi kai moana, haere mai ki ahau ki Maniapoto e. Come thrice, welcome to Maniapoto. From ngā heringa, kei Maniapoto kino haku, te rangirito, te rongorito, and others to the bedstool pukeroa. While small is my offering, it is a cultivated provision. While small is my offering, it is the seafaring provision. Come thrice to Maniapoto. So you see, they tell a story. They tell a story, and what story? What more can you get? Is that when you tell a story, welcome to the extended land of Tāpao, the extended arm of the people. It was the elderly folk who said, Te nehe nehe nui commences at the sanctified waters of Tāpio to the sensational plateau of Tongariro. Te torohanga o te whenua, te torohanga o ngā ringa. Ka whakahua mai i ngā ku ruruhi, i ngā ku koroheke. Mai I te awa whakarite ki Tongariro, te nehe nehe nui e. Beautiful words. How beautiful. This is the same guy. This is the same tohunga who bestowed the title upon Te Ariki Nui, Queenie, ngā waihone I te pō. The whole direction of Kingitanga, a new queen, a new era, a new look, changes are going to happen. And so understand the words of the waiata when we tell you these stories in history, and you capture the history of the waiata. And we think about that. We think about our other kanaka Māori from the island of Hawaii. We think about them because we you know, you got a piece of land. You have a piece of land you can share with your family. You have somewhere to go. You have somewhere to go. It doesn't mean to say that you're poor or you're poor in the cities. It's only in the cities that you're poor. If you go back to the rural lands, you got mana, you got mauri there. So you got land. Our families in Hawaii, they have nothing. They got nothing. They were colonized, I think. What was it, 1873, when they booted out, they kicked out the Queen herself. And what happened? You had businessmen who all they wanted to do was, when they kicked out Liliuokalani as the queen, the reigning queen during that time, all they wanted was to reap the benefits that the land had to offer. So they came and colonized. They set up their pineapple plants and their sugar canes, pineapple plantations. And you know, when you buy pineapple, you see on the tin, it's called Dole, Gole. Those are the people, Republicans, that booted, that kicked out the Hawaiian monarchy, and they housed arrest Queen Liliuokalani. So when you think about those songs, you think about Kolana Napua. Kolana Napua is a song that was written to portray the impact on the Hawaiian people. And it came to pass that when Tommy Taurima was over there at the PC, Polynesian Cultural Centre, he took the tune and he wrote Kōtiro Māori to it. He wrote Kōtiro Māori to it, and it became very popular here in Aotearoa. What you don't know is that tune and the song is a sacred song. Waiata tapu. That's what it is. Anyway, it was taken to the highest level of all the people who loved the song called Te Reo Māori. And for Tommy's people, Kahungunu, and then following through the East Coast all the way up the coast, the song became very popular. Anyway, 1979, when Waikato went up north, and Te Arikinui was invited by the government to speak. She asked Hepi Te Huhu to speak on her behalf, and Te Arikinui said, I got your waiata. Yes, she certainly did. So she pulled together 100. She wanted 100 performers, people, to make up the Waiata Strong group. And so Tainui went up there, and it was representation from Maniapoto, from Waikato, and, from Taniwharau, Maniapoto, Huewha. And what happened was that we went up there and we stayed at Chiria Marae, I think it is. Otawa Marae. At Moira. We stayed there, and just trying to get my facts right. It's been a long time, I was only a young woman then. Anyway, at Henare, Tauhenare's marae, that's at Moirawa. We stayed there. Tūrongo Paki, his mother and I, she decided to get up no good. She went around with a recorder, and because I was stupid here, went and followed her. And then we were recording all those people that were asleep, and we recorded the likes of Barm Turner and Michael Tumai and Hopai Hedawini all snoring, and we played it back the next morning. Tell you what, we weren't popular, but I put the blame on Tomai. Anyway, because she was the one holding the tape recorder and she was doing all the taping. So mine was just to stand there and watch, stay on guard. Anyway, it was nighttime while we were up to no good, is that Pumi Taitoa, my grandmother Tiamane Nokarua, and Rangi Churi Mate Huira. They were the co-martyrs of our Ropu, and between them and Pumi and Norma, they sat under the tree, and then there was a request came from the Rangatai. Oh, gee, we like this tune. And then Pumi said, you like the tune? Yeah, we like the tune. So he said, all right. So within 15 minutes, he had a song ready, and the song was known. It became Te Rerenga Wairua. Te Rerenga Wairua tēnā whakarongo mai. Papaki tuana ngā tai o te tokera. Ue one te tangata rangatira, oroto ngā puhi nui tonu e. Okay? So, today, our people are practicing because the Napiers and his wife, Lucy, they've added another verse to that song. And if you're on Facebook, learn the song. If you're coming to the Hui on the 29th at Potahi Marae, at Waimirirangi, we always go there. My grandmother went there. They all went there in the early 30s. They went there with Te Puea to Waimirirangi. That's up Te Kao. And we've always had a standing relationship with them. Why? Why? Because the whakapapa of a nanny who married a koro from here, it's the whakapapa that's carried by the today's queen, Te Arikinui queen, Waihone Te Po. Her father went there. We went up there in 2006. We went to an opening, and he was only 3 months out from his mother's passing. And the old tikanga is that you got to wait 12 months before you can go out in public. No. Waikato has lifted that tikanga on certain people because of the role that they play in this tribe. And when you think about that, you think about the role that they played in this tribe. 3 months later, the king was invited by the Papatongarewa Museum to go to Japan to meet with His Imperial Highness. And then on the same thread, the king was also invited to go to Oture Marae up in Ngāpuhi to open their whare up there. I was privileged, being part of the curatorial system in Waikato Museum, and Te Papa Tongarewa. I was also part of that meeting. So when Te Tongarewa, Te Papa Tongarewa, the hierarchy from Te Papa Museum came to invite the king. I was in that meeting. And so the king, he thought about it, and then finally he agreed. He agreed after having taken the take away and thought about the invite. He decided he was going to go to Japan. And that was his first world tour. First time he stepped out of this country as king. Then there was the invite up at Old Ture Marae. And so he couldn't say no to that. There was a family connection. So he went. So we went up there. Coming back to 1979, the song Letting Away Dua. Letting Away Dua tells the story of the connection of Waikato through Reitu Reipai and Ue One One, the chief of the Far North. Now, all this, I'm telling you this without looking at any notes, nothing, because I know the story. And that's the difference. Anyway, come to pass, and then just a couple of years ago, I saw this post on Facebook, and the post itself declared that the people, this group from Ngāpuhi was going to patent Letting Away Dua. I said, what the hell? Because Letting Away Dua was written by Pumi Teitua for Waikato. And then the song was taken to the Polytechnic of Waikato, where the Ātarangi took the song and then, excuse me, and then a relation of mine, Daisy Tuaupiki, Daisy changed the tune slightly. And I tell you what, I bloody brassed up at her for doing that. And she knows it too. And I thought to her, how the heck could you take a song and manipulate it and do that to it? Cousin, I don't like what you did. Oh, I'm sorry, cousin. Well, I tell you what, too late. It went right out there. It went viral, and the whole of Ātarangi sing it the way that Daisy has taught them to sing it. It still has the same tune, but it changes here and there. Now, let me talk about the tune. That tune is tapu. It belongs to the Hawaiians. Who gave us the right to change it? Who gave you the right to change it, cousin? Now the whole damn country sings it the way you taught them. Now that tune is sacred. It's sacred because it maintains and it holds the weight of the words that affected Queen Liliuokalani. The stealing of the land, the coming together of all the islands to protect the mana of the Polynesians, of our whānau, the Kanaka Māori. And yet you changed the tune. You had no right to do that. Anyway, the worst case scenario is that this group of people, young people from Ngāpuhi, have recorded it and they've patented it. You've got a cheek. That's wrong. You don't do things like that. You steal from somebody else and you patent it. And when we go to Ngāpuhi, Waikato always sings it the original way. Because we have no right to change the tune. That tune belongs to the Hawaiians. And Tommy told him I bought it here, and then Pumi adopted it because everyone wanted a song that represented us, Waikato. Every time we went north, we had our song, and it was Letting Away Dua, te nā whakarongo mai. So, people, I get really, really paid off. I get very angry when people do things like this. It's wrong. It's not a good thing to do. And to patent a song that's not yours, to patent a tune that's not yours. Edith Cunningham, I think that's who the original composer is that the tune and the words, the song belongs to her. It doesn't belong to you or me. And yet we adapted and adopted the tune to sing our song to represent our relationship to other people. It's so sad. It's horrible. It's a horrible thought. It's not a good thought. And so when we think about that, we think about, the whole idea around waiata. And you think, now, just taking Haere Maiki Maniapoto, would you take that song and would you patent it knowing that it didn't belong to you? That it was composed by Daguruki, and the tune is by Sanitahi, both my nephews. Would you steal that song and have the gall to go and patent it? Would you? Knowing that you don't belong to the area and you've got to ask for the taonga first before you do those things. I'm trying to teach you all tikanga. And the tikanga in the song manifests. It manifests the whole idea behind, behind this, the songs that you think that you can you can take the waiata and own it. It's like Takiritia, the song of unity, the song that manifested the legacy that our late King Tuheitia left. The legacy he left was to unite the country, unite the people, be one and be happy, be Māori every day, anyway, every day, all day. And you know the words, he karere tēnei nā te paki o matariki ki ngā iwi, ho te motu e takiri tū, ko te kotahitanga e te iwi, au e whai a te mana motu hake. Now that's a kingitanga song. It belongs to kingitanga. It don't belong to you. And my nephew and niece, they put it together. And this, when you hear the words, te paki o matariki, that's what owns this song. Because it's the king's voice that's still talking from the grave. Yes. From the taha wairua, he's still talking through the song. He karere tēnei nā te paki o matariki ki ngā iwi o te motu. Takiri tū ko te kotahitanga e te iwi, au e whai te mana motu hake. The voice, the unified voice is that, to uphold the unity of the people, to maintain sovereignty over all things, te mana motu hake, and we think about that. He karere tēnei nā te whetu marama ki ngā iwi o te motu, e toru, purutia ki te ture wairua, te ture tangata au e whaia te kotahitanga. Hold fast to the truth, to the love, and the beliefs that has already been laid out there by King Garfield. He karere tēnei nā te whetu marama, the shining light that is brought, that prevails upon this earth, is that hold fast to the spiritual and the physical of all things, wairua and all things cosmology. Ne? Whaia te kotahitanga, to pursue, in pursuit of the unity of people of this land. He karere tēnei nā te hau tū āraki ko te tiriti o waitangi kei roto ko te mana te wehi e te iwi whaia te rangatirata. Kia hiwara ara tū, ara te, e ara rā, toi tū te mana Māori, e taka whiti e, taka ora e, ta kiritu e te iwi kia kotahira. The message is in there. The message is in these songs. We go back to Kolana Nāpua now, because I want you to hear how they sing it. And this song is usually a tapu song, but the Hawaiians have added that commercial sound to it. But it still has the melody, the words are still there. The words are there very much so. And you think about the whole idea, when we think about ngā kupu. We think about ngā kupu o te waiata, ne? And we think about that. We think about how we are committed to this kōrero. Now, the English translation of Kolana Nāpua. It's a beautiful song, and yes, and for all that's said and done, is that Kolana Nāpua It's a waiata. It's a waiata that you will understand, you will enjoy. You will enjoy when it comes to pass that, we think about this. Kalanana pua o Hawaii. Kupa ama hope o kaina. Hiki mai ka elele o koloko ino. Palapala anunu me ka pakaha. Famous are the children of Hawaii, ever loyal to the land when the evil-hearted messenger comes with his greedy document of extortion. Pane mai Hawaii ki moku o ke awe. Ko kua nā hono o Pililani, ka ko mai kauai o mano, pāpu me ke one ka kui heba. Hawaii land of Keawe answers Pililani Bay's help. Manos kauai lend support, and so do the sands of ka kui heba. A ole kau I ka pulima. Maluna o ka pepa o ka enemy. Ho o hui haina ku hai hewa. I ka pono sibila a o ke kanaka. No one will fix a signature to the paper of the enemy with its sin of annexation and the sale of native civil rights. Aole mako ae mina mina. I ka pu kala me ke o ka puni. Ua lava mākou I ka pohaku, I ka I kaha ka maho o ka ina. We do not value the government's sum of money. We are satisfied with the stones, astonishing food of the land. Mahope mākou o lili ulani, aloa a e ka pono a ka ina, a ka houia e ke kalanu haina ia mai ana ka puana, ka poe ia aloha I ka aina. We're back, Lili Okalani, who has won the rights of the land. She will be crowned again. Tell the story of those who love the land. The waiata itself, Ellen, she wrote it. Now I need to be able to get Ellen's name right. Ellen Wright Prendergast was sitting in the garden of her father's house in Kapalama. Members of the Royal Hawaiian Band visited her and voiced their unhappiness at the takeover of the Hawaiian kingdom. They begged her to put her feelings of rebellion to music. The song Ngā Mele o Hawaii, Nei, by Albert and Mahoe, written by Jan. 1893, published in 1895. This himene, that's what it is. It's a hymn. It's a hymn. This hymn opposed the annexation of Hawaii to the United States. The original title was Meleai Pohaku, or the Stone-Eating Song, and was also known as Mele Aloha Aina, or the Patriot's Song. Composed by Ellen Wright Prendergast when sitting in her father's house at Kapalama, and members of the Royal Hawaiian Band visited her, and they asked her to put her feelings of rebellion to music. So there you are, and Alan ke oho hiwao kalani, ke oho hiwao kalani. So there you are. When we talk about a song, and I want you to understand the song itself. You don't have the right to steal a song. We had to ask. Eventually, some Hawaiians came, and I know that not one Hawaiian speaks for the rest of Hawaii, but at least we asked when they came that we can borrow the tune and sing our song of identity that merges in with the whakapapa of Francis and Wetere Paki. And Francis is that's the connection to Ngapuhi, to the kingitanga. And look, I'm telling you, a lot of people say we're not the kingitanga. Now you get it right. You are the kingitanga, whether you like it or not, because your kaumatu, your chiefs of your area, your region, they signed, they gave their mana, they gave their wairua, they gave their mountains, they gave their waters, they gave their land as a symbolic gift to the kingitanga. So you are the kingitanga, whether you like it or not. You know, it's high time you people started accepting the fact you are the kingitanga. And in Waikato is having to carry this toga because you won't do it. You're not taking responsibility. Every time Waikato goes somewhere, oh, the kingitanga this, the kingitanga that. We're only upholding the legacy of our ariki, our paramount chief, who you made king. And we have to carry that legacy right through to the 12th month, and we have to fulfill it. We've got to make it happen. And I tell you what, you wouldn't want to be left with a responsibility like that, because it's a 12-month responsibility, and we have to go to the motu. Now, the 4 winds hui amotu, that's phase 1. That's finished. Phase 2 and 3 and 4 is about to come. So it isn't finished. And stop saying Waikato's the kingitanga. We're not. We're not the kingitanga. We maintain the protection and the rights of our ariki to be treated properly by you people. You made our late king. Now you made the youngest queen to ever head kingitanga. You have a responsibility to look after her. Now we're going to go to the song, Kolana Napua. And then if you go on video, if you go on Facebook, you will find the Māori version sung by ourselves when we were up at the Te Tiriti o Waitangi this year in February. We sang the song Rerenga Waitua. And that connects us to the everywhere in Ngāpui, to te ao, te Upodi, to te Kao, coming all the way down through all those people to Ngāpui. And you know, Ngāpui also connected to Tūhoi too, because Pui belonged to Tūhoi, eh? So, you know, they're also taking responsibility of their part in the kingitanga. They are. And it's time every one of you took responsibility too, because you have a responsibility. I'm sure you're one of those that said yes when the title Queen was called out 3 times by the Tonga Tauruki of Maniapoto, Rereau Maniapoto. And you all said, yay, Queen, Queen, Queen. So I put it on you to look after the Queen. All right? Yeah, I'm not shy to say that. I don't have any qualms about that. You made her queen, and you people step up. You step up and look after her. Because during the reign of her father, I was given the responsibility of ensuring that there was a koinata for him to sign. I sent my men out there to get the supplementary signatures. 82 signatures came back. 82 signatures plus 14 on the actual document that the king signed. And the supplementary was 82 rangatira of the motu signed it. Yet 4 years later, where were you? What happened? What happened to you? Where did you go? You didn't like the flavor of the moment, so you decided to walk away. Well, look what's happened. Within 3-4 years, you've all come back, because everybody needs a chance to learn how to do their role, how to carry the role, especially the kingitanga. It took Te Ariki Nui 15 years to figure out how she's going to carry that role. And she sat in the job, unpaid. No one could fill her shoes. And yet she was so loved by the motu. She cost the government nothing. It was her people, Waikato, that stepped up to make her travels, possible. We did that. And that's our job. Our job. Yours is to look after her. Yours was to look after her. She lived and she reigned for 40 years. The late King Tuheitia reigned for 18 years. The Ariki Nui Queen, Ngā Wai Honoi Te Pō, I can see 50 years her being in the seat. She's going to surpass her grandmother anyway, that's for real. She's young. She has vibrant. She probably has a lot of wonderful ideas, changes that'll shock Kaumātua, but it's all good. But let's shock you with this waiata. Let's go back to this waiata. Ko lana nāpua. You know, it's a song of Hawaii, and its original title was Meleai Pohaku, or the Stone Eating Song. And you might say, what a weird name. That stone eating title has a meaning to it. Never, undermine or ridicule, kupu or talk that you don't understand. There's a story behind the stone eating song, and the story tells us about what the haole, which is Pākehā, what they did when they annexed Queen Liliuokalani from being the sovereign of Hawaii. Here we go. We're going to listen to this song. We're going to hear the song very shortly, and it'll come to pass that I want you to be able to understand the words, understand the meaning of the song, because you can pick out some of the words. And if we have people that are here that will make this happen, and then you can listen to it. But I want to reinforce the whole idea around unity and using Ko lana nāpua as a reason. Land was taken. Land must be returned. That's how we went about with regards to the raupatu. The raupatu itself was a statement to the whole country that, yes, Waikato is prepared to step up. You know, we didn't know what we were stepping up to. We didn't know what was in the front of us. We took what was there so we could create an economic base for our people and to be able to re-establish their mana and their prestige back into the land, back into the abilities and the skills that we have as a people.